Welcome to the first edition of what... Now, we had a quick discussion about this earlier. We're going with the Cherry Picks podcast. I was unsure.
Yeah. I think, it came to you, just go with your gut.
That's it. There you go. And what a gut to go with.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. This is the brand new weekly Cherry podcast where we will be discussing the hottest news, the coolest people to work for Cherry, and focusing on some exciting things that are coming up that we think people are going to want to hear about. And so this week, for the very first episode, we have Tim. Tim is the five-tool player, the all-rounder, the utility of Cherry. You can chuck him in any role and he excels. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I still kind of feel like the new hire.
I
think there are new hires.
Yeah, there are newer. But in terms of people who are here as much as you are, it's you. You are the young blood, if you will.
Yeah, I'm just, chuck me where I'm needed.
That's it. And it works. Yep. It always works. Yep. Tim, your main interest is?
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering, which is very convenient that we have such an exciting Magic the Gathering set that we're going to be talking about a bit later on today. Very convenient, not at all pre-planned.
Not planned at all, just completely organic. Just happened like that.
And so the point of this podcast is to fill you in on the news that's happening, hopefully that will stay relevant until, it's about midday on Friday. It's 11 a.m. Hopefully this news stays relevant to whenever it gets edited and put out. But if not, then, it was relevant at the time of recording. So we do have a few product updates to go through quickly for all of our upcoming sports products that everyone's very excited about. As of right now, Donruss basketball is dropping next week, then Elite the week after that. A couple days later is Donruss Choice on the 17th, Elite is the 15th. Origins appears to be the 22nd, Court Kings the 29th. So March shaping up to be a massive month for basketball releases. Immaculate Football is apparently dropping next week. Phoenix H2 will be not long after that on the Friday. Prism Football the week after that on a Wednesday the 15th. And then later on the month we have Obsidian on the 22nd and Contenders on the 29th in terms of our big be-all to end-all releases. In terms of gaming, we are drawing ever closer. End of March is, of course, a release of the beautiful brand new set. We're seeing a lot of it. And I know gaming kind of goes into your world as well. The Pokemon Scarlet Violet is dropping soon.
Yep, there's some beautiful hidden cards already. The spoilers are dropping pretty steadily now.
Yes, which is very exciting because it's good to be getting them so soon. But Magic the Gathering, what do we got coming up for that?
Yeah, well, the next big standard set release coming 20th of April is March of the Machines. So that's it's going to be a pretty interesting set. One of the big things about it is it's sort of tying together a lot of story loose ends. Not even loose ends, it's almost just like the climax of some stuff that they've been building towards for the last couple of years. That's one of my favourite things about Magic the Gathering is they sort of weave a story alongside it. They were almost building to this like Avengers Endgame, on your left, portals opening type climax. So it looks really exciting. There's sort of the big threat. The last set that just came out last month was Phyrexia, or B1. That was all about the bad guys, and now we need a set to follow up that to beat the bad guys, and they're doing these really cool team-up cards. We've got legendary characters from Magic's history, both appearing on one card, and they're there to win the day. But it's shaping up to be really cool. Spoilers dropped at a panel last week, it looks really exciting, really cool stuff. March of the Machines.
Dropping soon. Pre-orders available on Cherry right now. Make sure you go pick them up. But another big one, obviously there's so many different types of ways to play Magic. You have your Commander format. And so there's a big Commander set coming out, which I believe I have up on this screen right here.
Yes, big news. Commander Masters, I think they've got the date for August or early August. You can see on the screen there some exciting spoilers, and I think this is just for those who don't know, the Masters product is sort of the premium reprint product.
Even someone who doesn't know much about Magic, I hear the word Masters.
Yeah.
I'm thinking double, I'm thinking modern, I'm thinking all these crazy master sets that everyone still talks about to this day.
Yes, they're always really good value. They're always really exciting because they have the big boys in it. They've got big reprints. You can see they've already shown off the new Jewel Lotus reprint. Like, that's quite an expensive card at the moment, and especially the last couple of master sets, they showcase these crazy new borders, these full arts. As you can see, there's a couple there on the screen. They're really beautiful. I think that middle one there, they're doing this frame break with the Jewel Lotus, where you can see it popping up on the screen. But the master sets are always big, and this is the first time they've done a Commander master set.
Yes.
And I think that really just speaks to just how popular Commander's become.
Everyone I know who's playing Magic is playing Commander.
Yeah, it's crazy. As someone I played Magic for a long, long time, and it used to be sort of this weird side product, and it was only in 2012, I want to say, that Wizards of the Coast created the first official Commander product. Before that, it was just a game mode created by the players on the side. There was like a rules committee on the side that sort of maintained it all. And then Wizards bought in 2012, and from that point on, it's just grown and grown and grown into now what I would say is probably the most popular way.
Absolutely. Good for casuals as well.
Very good for casuals. There used to be an old meme that floated around the internet about all the different formats of Magic and what sport they are correlated to in terms of like racing. And so they're like, the older formats get faster and faster and faster. Yeah. And then the Commander graph was just Mario Kart. So
yes.
It's the fun one. It's good to play around the kitchen table. It's a good way to get your mates involved. Really, really fun way to play. And they just, as you can see, there's more and more support for it. And Commander Master is going to be a big set.
Absolutely. That is so exciting. In terms of Magic, obviously, your influence on Cherry is now that everyone's starting to play it.
Yeah, it's funny.
We joke about on the stream a fair bit, Red taking time off to play Magic, Red taking time off to play World of Warcraft. And I feel like you have increased that. So, obviously, brings people together. How did you get to Cherry? Like, tell us about your part. Well, you don't have to tell me. I know. But there's not many people listening.
Let the people know. So I've played Magic for a long, long time, and then in my 20s, I sort of had that little kernel of idea that it would be so awesome to work at a card shop, working with Magic, because I know a lot about it, done it for a long time. That sort of fell by the wayside, and then my partner, Taylor, retailer extraordinaire at the front of Cherry, the best customer service, the best. She got me the hookup. They needed some extra hands around Christmas time last year at Cherry, and I got in here, and as like said, been jumping around, but yeah, definitely. I think I put in the group, the work Magic chat, that I sort of leave Magic the Gathering in my wake wherever I go.
Just everywhere.
It's just everywhere. So I've definitely been able to help out in the singles area, go through some old Magic purchases, some collections, get them into people's hands, just stuff like that. But,
absolutely.
It's really fun.
Hell yeah. That's so good. And so, in terms of Magic, and so they do a whole bunch of collaborations, and I think this is the one that I have seen the most people excited for than I ever have, in terms of a Magic release at the very least. And so Lord of the Rings, massive property. And they've done other ones. They've done Stranger Things, Street Fighter.
Yes.
But this is Lord of the Rings. Do you reckon it's the biggest?
Oh, it's no question it's the biggest. In terms of franchise that they've collabed with, I guess there could be some arguments. Yeah. But in terms of scale, this is not even close to the biggest one. Sort of they did the collabs with Street Fighter and Stranger Things, which are Secret Lairs, which is sort of 5 to 10 card drops. And then last year, really popular product was the Warhammer 40k Commander decks, which were really, really popular. This is a whole set. Yeah. This isn't supplementary. This is, a whole set based on Lord of the Rings. So you can see a bunch of characters. A couple of things have been spoiled. Oh, yes. Some cheeky leaks dropped on the MTG subreddit this week. They're already gone, but I've got quick peek at them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so some spicy stuff, and you can see the pack art's been released as
Yep.
well. So you can see Frodo there, Frodo and Gollum. There's Gandalf on the Eagle. Like, it's going to be really, really big. Fans of Lord of the Rings are going to love it. I think it's a really good way to get people into the game.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the what's next for them?
Well, it's funny. We were talking about this in the chat. We think it's kind of a difficult one to tackle, but Harry Potter probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yes.
Similar sort of IP. So that'd be a big one. And then obviously there is some precedent lately with they did a sort of a cyberpunk theme set and a obviously Warhammer 40k. But if they branch into science fiction, I mean, sky's the limit to what you can sort of collab with there. I mean, imagine if they did Star Wars one day.
Absolutely.
That would just, I'd be bankrupt.
Yes, no, I think, and that gets people involved.
Yeah.
Like, that gets people involved so quickly to be like, oh, man, here we go with, there's cards of something I like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, I have this niche interest of trading cards and Lord of the Rings, in.
Yeah. No, it's very smart. It's good marketing, and I hope it's a great product.
People seem excited. A few people have been critical of some of the past layers, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one actually seems like it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I think it will. I know all the boys at Cherry are really excited about it. But yeah, it's interesting because I believe it's being marketed as a premium product. So that means to me that suggests really powerful cards. So
Powerful cards, beautiful cards as well.
Like, really, really beautiful because I guess you could call it a collab, but not really. But a couple of their previous sets they've done Dungeons and Dragons. Obviously, Wizard of the Coast owns that IP as well, so it's not
we can
collab with anyone else.
We'll
but
pull some of those up.
Yeah, they've pulled Dungeons and Dragons, made sets on that, and the power level a little low. So they definitely market it as a more of a starter product for newer players, almost in place of what we used to refer to as a core set, which were simpler cards marketed towards newer players. But so it'll be really interesting to see because if they're saying that they're going to take this Lord of the Rings set in a much higher power sort of direction, that'll get lots of people interested because Magic players are degenerate. If they see some powerful stuff, they're going to want it regardless of the fact that they're Lord of the Rings fans. So you're going to get people who like Lord of the Rings, you're going to get people who like powerful Magic cards. So
killing it.
Hopefully it's going to be a really good product.
Killing it. And you're not a stranger to sports, obviously.
Not at all, no. The collectible side of it, I am sort of learning as I go at Cherry, but sports itself, big fan.
Yes, we had some big information on Footy Stars earlier this week. Like, I think it was literally last weekend. We had the Footy Stars release drop. Like, I just can't believe how much news there is dropping at the moment just about new sets. Oh, yeah, we have all our pre-orders up.
Yeah.
You can get around them.
I don't think the other two are up yet.
But
to be fair, I don't think the pricing is finalised yet.
Oh, yes. Very Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Is the first thing I think of with that.
Yeah.
Maybe Ratchet and Clank's the next big crossover.
Who knows? Give us a Spyro card. I mean, what
we talk about this all the time, how they need to bring back Spyro.
Yeah.
Step boosters.
All the usual suspects.
Collectors, draft. Even commander decks. Who are the new commanders for March?
Unspoiled currently.
That's why it's the old blank image.
Such is the popularity of Commander that they release usually 2 Commander decks with every standard release these days. And then that's separate from the regular 5 Commander deck set that they'll release yearly. So Commander product coming out the wazoo from Magic the Gathering.
Just me.
Yeah.
Let's just zoom that out so we can get that on screen. Okay, I can't even bloody do that anymore. There we go. Out April 21, so not too far away. Like, that is going to come around very, very fast. And then by the time you know it, it will be June.
Yes. No, there is a constant cycle of magic throughout the year. If you into something that has constant new products,
magic all the time.
Magic all the time.
To go back to something we kind of discussed earlier, magic at Cherry. And so, obviously, I alluded to the fact Red's asking for time off.
Yeah.
People aren't coming to work after it. Is it just something that's so addictive that it just takes over these sort of places?
Yeah, I think anyone sort of in the collectibles scene knows what it's like to sort of hyperfixate on something.
Yes.
And I don't know if you feel similarly, but I sort of cycle through different things that I like really obsess over for a short amount of time.
Famously.
Yes.
Very famously. There's a half a built Millennium Falcon on top of my shelf at the moment.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the half built Millennium Falcon, but I think we're just all in it. The grips of MTG at the moment. We're all we're playing multiple times a week. The Cherry crew. It's been really good for me to go through some collections that we had sitting up in the singles room, and they've been broken down. Out front at Cherry Collectibles, there's a $1 box with some really good deals, a $5 box with some really good deals.
Oh boy!
And there's also the really fun MTG boxes, which are a really great product. They have some really cool inserts, and I've made them.
Oh.
And I'll probably get fired once they're all bought out and people see what I was giving away.
Exactly.
So,
once we find out that Tim's been doing too much value.
Yes, too much value.
This podcast episode will be scrubbed.
Yes.
Hey, Blake, what was the first one? Listen.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
No, we can't.
No, there's that guy who was here for a few
Yeah.
months. No, he's not here anymore. But I did want to actually talk about one of the funniest things that's going on at Cherry at the moment. I don't know if you can bring it up on screen, but during one of the collections, I found a couple of copies of an old card called Hidden Gibbons.
Hidden Gibbons?
Hidden Gibbons. It's an older set.
Is that just a crew? Is that just...
It's just a crew. It's a full squad.
It's just the fellas.
It's just the lads.
Let's pull that up here.
Yes. Have a look at this.
Pull this across as well.
I mean, just a truly incredible looking card, a truly insane sort of concept. And I thought this is too good an opportunity to pass up. So I started hiding them around the office.
Oh, just...
yeah. There's 3 of them.
Yep.
I sort of have let a rumor start that there's more than 3. Whether that's true or not, we'll just have to wait to see what gets found and what doesn't.
So you're the king of the Gibbons.
At the moment, I am the king of the Gibbons. So this started off very innocently. I sort of showed the crew like, hey, look how funny this is. So everyone knew what it was.
Yeah.
And then I started putting them in different spots. And
Because I'm pretty sure I saw one just on someone's desk.
that means that someone has failed in their task. Because if you find a hidden gibbon, you are now burdened with hiding the gibbon again.
Oh.
So someone has just tapped out and left it. And
So
I assure you, by now it has been hidden again.
Wow.
And so this has gradually been ratcheting up. It started off pretty basic. There's lots of places in a card store where you can hide a card.
Yes.
So nothing too crazy. But this week we've gone to the next level.
Yeah. Well, I had Red ask me for gaffer tape at one point.
Yep. Again, that's low level stuff. That's low level Hidden Gibbons. Hidden Gibbons is now at the point where it's left the confines of Cherry Collectibles. So earlier this week, I stop off, get a coffee on the way to work every morning. Mm-hmm. I picked up my coffee, and the barista said, "Oh, by the way, this is for you," and handed me. Yes. And it turns out that Dan, the master of our packing dispatch team, had gone to. He knew my local cafe and had gotten the barista on board.
Wait, is this like near Cherry's, like on the way to Cherry? So
on the way to Cherry.
He has stopped off, the morning beforehand and is like, hey, do you know Tim who comes in?
He had to describe Taylor, my partner, and I.
Yes.
So that they would know who to give it to. And then he also had to because he wrote a note over it. So it wasn't just handing them a random magic card.
Yeah.
He just said, I work with them. I have to take some time off work. Can you give this to them? I don't know how they're going to get it. So
there's literally the logical fallacies there are so insane, but the fact that it worked out.
Yes. And he now said I can't go back into that cafe because I told them I wasn't going to be at work for 15 minutes. So he sort of shot himself in the foot in that regard. But this is, full credit to Dan.
Oh, that's it. That is incredible.
He won that one.
Yeah.
But I couldn't let it rest at that.
No.
So Magic at Cherry is fantastic. But what we don't have is a large back catalogue, because obviously Magic's been around since the 90s.
Yep.
A lot of sets come out, and it's really hard to, source some of those cards if you're not buying massive collections and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And, a lot of people just don't even think about them anymore.
Exactly.
There's things you go into the deepest depths of the internet to find.
Yeah, so Cherry Collectible is really good for, recent Magic, but some of if you need older stuff, there are other specialist stores. There's another card store in Magic the Gathering, a card store that sells primarily Magic the Gathering in Melbourne, and I knew that Dan had put through a click and collect order for that card shop. So during my lunch break, I dashed across the city.
Oh no!
I went to the card shop. I explained the Hidden Gibbons situation. I got them to get his click and collect order and give it to me. I then took the Hidden Gibbons, put it in the middle of his stack of 30 cards that he bought, and gave it back to them. So then that evening, he went to get his click and collect, took them home, picked out his beautiful singles, and in the middle, Hidden Gibbons.
Hidden Gibbons.
Yeah.
Not hidden anymore.
No longer, but yes.
How did he react to that? What was the message you received at that point?
I'm not sure all that language is suitable for a podcast, but fair to say he couldn't believe it. He didn't know how I'd done it. And then he sent a video of him filtering through the cards and finding the Hidden Gibbon and sort of.
That is amazing, because for what it's worth, there's a big prank culture at Cherry. There's, but that is on another level.
I was saying to Taylor, if, God forbid my time at Cherry comes to an end, this is my legacy.
That's it.
The Hidden Gibbon is probably the greatest contribution that I've provided to Cherry Collectibles.
Far out.
Yeah, so we've sort of, the dust has to settle now.
Yeah, there has to...
ratcheted it up a lot in the space of this week. So as to what happens next with the Hidden Gibbons, time will tell.
Somebody dies at the hands of a Hidden Gibbons.
Yeah.
I think that's how this ends, and then we go down and they come for me because of this podcast and were you encouraging the Hidden Gibbons? I'm no, it wasn't me.
The cultural impact that Hidden Gibbons could have on the city of Melbourne, untapped potential, I think.
How much further can it go?
Oh, I've got some ideas. I had sort of a tier of a ranking of how crazy do I need to get with it.
Yeah.
And Dan jumped us up, and
that goes from putting it in somebody's bag at the end of the day, slipping it in an open zipper.
Yes.
To, hey.
Yeah.
This is enlisting poor baristas and people who are just what is this?
Yes.
That is so funny that the people at the card shop were just this is hilarious.
Yeah,
if somebody did that to me, I'd be absolutely hell yes.
And that's exactly what they were. Full credit to them. They were super good sports about it. That's a little bit of fun.
That's so funny.
The Hidden Gibbons.
They're
out there.
It ends with something awful happening.
Yeah. I'll leave you with this thought. The chances that a Gibbon is hidden near you is slim but never zero.
Oh boy. Yeah. One day I'm going to be sitting here. Cherry will be long gone.
Yes.
I'll be full corporate out at some dead end job, and so I'll just be sitting there scrolling on my iPhone 46, and I'll be 5 albino monkeys loose in Melbourne, and I'll be Hidden Gibbons!
Don't rule anything out of this.
Oh boy, where did they find 5?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It's good, right?
Because obviously, that is on another level, and Dale comes in and scares me every now and again. I had to put recording do not enter just so I was 100% that man would not come in and do me a spook. And so, wow.
Yeah. My legacy.
Your legacy is the Gibbons. I'm paranoid that at any time I could.
Yeah, at any time.
And I don't want to be drawn into this. I have enough stress in my life. And so is that how it works? Like if one day, say you've hit it, you've shaved into the back of Red's head and I witness that, does that mean I'm in now?
You're in.
Oh, no, I don't want that to happen.
The Gibbons choose you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wow. The barista is insane.
I mean, they're both good.
And then actually, it's going to go. I can't wait for it to go too far. That's the
danger, but I don't think we're there yet.
You'll book Jesse in for a tattoo or something.
Yeah.
Here's a hidden Gibbons on you. Wow. Well, Tim, thank you so much. I am glad that I got to. I'm actually kind of wish I didn't know, because now if I see that card, I'm going to be like, I'm in the fold.
You're in the fold, yes.
But I mean, in terms of it being a story, just incredible.
It's just very good, and I feel like we're still in the early Gibbon days. I mean,
there's so many places it can go. So many places, but far out. I'm afraid now. Like, I'm in the fold. Now I know if I see those little monkeys, I'm going to be like, oh no, I've been got.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if any of y'all come into Cherry and see hidden Gibbons anywhere, you're in the fold now.
Yes.
I
think we should put them in a buy list premium. Like, this is a sought after item.
Yeah, please. If you've got hidden Gibbons, send them in to us. We'll get I can't imagine it's a particularly expensive card.
Not particularly.
We'll give you a double. If you can get our hands on some hidden Gibbons. That is wild. So, do you know where any of them are right now?
I can't develop information.
Oh no, because we know obviously the story you told, Dan is holding on to one of them.
Dan has at least one. As I said, I think the dust needs to settle a little bit.
Yeah, you reckon he's going to wait for his... So he's not going to just jump in like this is no...
No, I think we need to...
Immediate escalation. He's going to sit on this one, brew it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. That is insane. Yeah. Well, Tim, thank you so much. Of course, we'll be doing this every week. Hopefully there are more great stories like that.
Yes.
To
started us off strong, has to be
said.
said.
Absolutely. And now... everyone's going to be hyper aware when they're looking through Magic cards. Send us in your hidden Gibbons. Yep. Send us in your pranks.
Yes.
Prank somebody with hidden Gibbons and
pranks just make everything better.
It absolutely is. Great content as well. Yeah. Next one has to be filmed, I think. Next time, now that we've referenced it, we need to make it a real thing. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Tim, the Gibbon King.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Being on the first episode of Cherry Picks with the Cherry crew. Yeah,
I got it.
It's on the top of my brain now. Yeah. We'll be back with you next week. Hopefully all of this information that we've given you stays relevant. And until then, absolutely well and truly, keep it tight.